Hey Meep, what if I told you we could magnify the amount of magma we have in this area by melting down rocks like regolith? What? That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are going to melt regolith in a more organized fashion than what I have going on up here. All right, you can see that we're already off to a pretty good start right here with a bunch of magma at the bottom of this hydrogen rocket silo right there. But that's not what I was looking for. What I'm looking for is a system that's going to bring that regolith in, and then it's going to convert it into magma and then drip on out. So I posted this on my Discord the other day, or just yesterday, well, after the last video. And this is the system that I'm kind of looking at right here. So we have a conveyor system that's running in. It runs a small loop right there. And then as it builds up to a certain amount, it's actually going to drop that magma out of here so we can melt things. So while that seems rather mysterious, there is actually a reason for it. However, we're going to have to embrace the fourth dimension on this one. So take your sights and just leave it outside for a little bit here. I made a chart to let us know what exactly is going to be melted down for a positive energy gain. The popular one here is regolith, because regolith falls from space and we can melt it down. And that will give us a 500% boost in thermal energy right there. The reason is because the specific heat capacity of the original material converts into magma over here, or some other stuff as well, and therefore the specific heat capacity increases. However, the temperature remains the same. So as we can see by this chart, there are many different options we can look at for actually melting stuff down for a positive energy gain. The most popular one is going to be regolith, because regolith falls from space, and we don't really use it for a whole lot besides some filtration medium. However, one of the most powerful ones that we could potentially use here is just melting slime into dirt. That's a 740% boost. However, it is kind of complicated because it's a solid to a solid, whereas the rest of these are a solid to a liquid. And if we take a closer look at the system right here, you can see that this works because it's going from a solid to a liquid and then therefore drips out. So that's what we're going to focus on here today. So Ren, I know that you've finally made your way back down here just to eat some stuff, but I'm going to need you to come back up here and build this machine for me. Okay, dupes, I'm actually going to need you to move all of this stuff you just built. One tile to the left. But I'm glad you got some practice in. All right, dupes, you got some pipes to fix here. What I'm doing here is just to kind of solve my pipe problem here, because I'm making so much liquid oxygen and hydrogen at this point that I'm backing up the system. I just have too much. So I'm just trying to make it so that if I end up with a completely full system, I just let the rest overflow. Right now I'm producing more. Well, I have all this hydrogen that's finding its way in here, and I have loads of oxygen as well. So it's not exactly a shut-off system for this, but I don't want to focus on that today, so we're just going to let the rest of that drip out if I get too much of it. All right, JB51 making a mess. Oh, dude, come on. Come on, man. Who else is making a mess? What? Spaghetti? What's going on here, dupes? Is the bathroom out of order? Dusty Pix says, no, it's working just fine. What's up with these dupes? Val, we might have to make another lavatory here. Oh, that's right, I did bring in another duplicate. Oh, that's probably why. Joe Boxer. Time for a new schedule. We're just gonna call this the fourth schedule. There you go. I think Joe Boxer and Arcturus, you guys are going to be on the fourth schedule there. All right, good deal. So now if we take a look at the bath time, we have 1, 2, 3, and then 3, and then we have this one's third. All right, so to build this regolith melter right down here, what I want to do is kind of expand this out to 5 tiles wide. All right, so the most important thing here is to get the shipping loop correct, so that as this stuff moves through here and melts, it will actually come out the bottom like this, right? That's what we want to see. So the loop ends up looking, and then I use a bridge right here. So this makes this one continuous loop, and it just keeps running around and around and around. And then to feed it, what I end up doing is actually just finding a spot to load it. So I can load it up here, or I can load it down here. So that way, as the stuff melts out of this rail, more of it just finds its way in. As to why it has this weird shape, well, when stuff melts behind a tile and it goes from a solid to a liquid, it mostly ends up on one side or the other of a tile like this. So therefore, if I put this right in the middle, it's either going to melt to the right or the left or down. So it won't actually go anywhere I don't want it to. If I were to just kind of have two tiles right side by side, it might actually try to go to the right or end up somewhere inside of a tile. So this seems like the most stable arrangement I was able to kind of mess around with, at least within a short amount of time. Not saying it's the best and it's like fully tested or anything like that, but it works as far as I've tested it. Oh yeah, and about this volcano, about 50 of you guys let me know that I forgot one piece of automation wire, and that was right behind here. So dupes, I'm going to need a volunteer to come in here and try to build that. It's actually not going to be that big of a deal. All we have to do here is deconstruct these two tiles, walk in there, build it, and walk out. Not really a big deal. But good eyes, everybody. Yes, I did forget that. Whoops. No, you shovel. Darn it, I saw that. Don't you dare come down here and mess up. Somebody wrangle this thing up. Or do we not have a spot for it? Oh, we've got plenty of spots down there. Let's fill that up. Ah, jeez. Get out of here, shovel. Looks like Arcturus is here to save the day. I'm going to go ahead and deconstruct that. By the way, how much gas do we have inside of there? Only 17 grams now. Might be a little bit less now that it's exposed to space, although we're going to get more of a mixed gas scenario. Shovel, what are you doing, man? You can't get inside of one of these Atmos suits. As much as you'd want to, it doesn't work that way. We just tried to wrangle this thing. Come on now. Duckless, man, that was impressive. You're wrangling through a tile. Nope. Where is it? Who knows? All right, there we go. The automation wire is built. Now we could just do this number and seal it off. All right, good deal. How we doing up here, dupes? Come on, you can build it. Okay, we're also going to need some background tiles up there, and that stuff's going to be super hot, so we're going to make that out of obsidian. Okay, why is this thing not launching? It has fuel. It's just missing a gantry. Did we melt the wires again? Oh my gosh. Okay, so this little bit of automation remained, and I had made that out of tungsten. Here I was worried that I was melting tungsten now. And that's a conductive wire. What are you doing? Cancel everything. Okay, get out of here. All right, I tell you what. All of this automation, we're just going to deconstruct it and then rebuild it as tungsten, because it's the only stuff that can stand up to the heat that this rocket is putting out. Bam. There you go. Tungsten. And speaking of really, really hot stuff, we're going to make a tungsten hydrosensor right down here. That's going to go to some doors. And what are those doors going to be made out of? Technically, we could do steel. Yeah, they're going to be steel. Oh, there we go. Now we're up and running. Here's what we're going to do. I can't settle for just one. We're going to do two. Yeah. You know what would be better than obsidian in the background here? Yeah, is if those were temperature shift plates. So I'm going to get rid of this, and we're going to make that out of diamond temperature shift plate. It's a good thing I have so much diamond now. I love the temperature overlay when you're building stuff like this. See that? Oh, they just went all red. It's kind of cool. Oh, I kind of forgot about closing this up here. Get this. So by being exposed to space, there's actually more gas in here now. Don't ask me how that works. This is the vacuum of space right there. And we ended up with 37 grams in here. I mean, dupes weren't even traveling through here. It's just kind of this stuff over here. So if you want to bring oxygen into a place, just make it a vacuum. Clearly. We're doing some modifications to this here. This was melting so much down here that it kept blocking up my sensor. I want this sensor to be able to detect if there's carbon dioxide down here and open up the door. But it kept getting buried in igneous rock. Alright, so now to add all of the automation wires. Doot. What are you doing? Oh, dupe! Dr. Eskimo, you're very confused. Here. Come on. There you go. Aha! You figured it out. Alright, so I'm setting both of these sensors to be above 100. So we'll build up 1,800 kilograms down here, and then as we build up a little bit more, that will then trip the sensor and it will dump down. Now, this should be able to dump down here, right? So one should trigger the other, but if the bottom fills up first, then the bottom should drop out. And so on and so forth. This may not need to be there. I'm going to try to go without that door. I think it looks a little bit better if I were to just have window tiles right there. You know what? The more I look at this, the more this is what I want to do. Just run it with one automation signal. Alright, we're just about there. There's actually a lot of diamond in this diamond tile here. We've actually increased the amount of thermal mass that's down here rather than decrease it, because each one of these used to be 100 kilograms, but now that we have diamond tiles down there, they're 800 kilograms each. So we should be able to store up a decent amount of thermal energy down here when that rocket takes off. The thing is, it's conducting from this bunker tile, so I'm not sure it's going to have the same absorption rate. I don't really know exactly. We're kind of in untested territory here. 1,200 degrees. Woo! Dupes, priority level 9. I also have dupes over here digging some stuff up. That way I can have some regolith nearby so I can just load this thing. I think what I'm going to have to build next is going to be kind of a regolith miner over here. And I've got a pretty decent idea. It's a lot like this, except for cheaper. So I think if we embrace a little bit more automation, we could do the same sort of thing that we're doing here, but just kind of do it with less. I just realized this thing's not even plugged in. I could fix that. Alright, just a few more components and we'll have it. Good job, Nicola. What about this one over here? What do we have? A little bit of tungsten there. Watch this. We flip that to below. Hey, stuff drops out. Flip it to above. Boom, just like that. Alright, so let me explain what I got going on here. We're going to let the magma flow right here. It's then going to flow into a funnel, split on out, flow into a funnel, split on out, and then flow all the way down here. Why? Because it's cool. So let's plan this automation out. When this signal becomes true, saying that it is above 100 kilograms, the first thing that I want to happen here is I want the duplicate checkpoints to say, don't go anywhere. So they want to have a false signal. Now, although I haven't used the duplicate checkpoint in forever, so I think the false signal is what I want. Right? Because prevents duplicates from passing through when you receive a red signal. Okay. So when that becomes true, I want to send the opposite of that. So that's going to be green. I want this to be false. Simple enough. Now I want those to stay false long enough to let the magma flow through even after the sensor has kind of changed its mind. So for that, I'm going to use a buffer gate because a buffer gate is going to keep a green signal for a longer amount of time. So that's going to be right there. There's the automation signal that runs between them, and then these just run right here. That should cover the door. Now when we talk about the actual time it takes for everything to happen here, I want the mechanized airlock to be delayed when this thing first becomes true. I don't want this door to open instantly, because if there's a dupe standing right here, I don't want them to be covered in magma. That would be bad. So I'm going to give them a few seconds to get out of the way. That's why I have a filter gate here. However, the second that this thing, wants to close up again, it can. Which will be very, very quickly. So it's just going to cycle open and close. So I think that should do it. But now we need some fancy drywall here. Let's go ahead and look for some of that. Obsidian would be pretty cool. We could see the magma. Granite, though. Granite kind of shows some stuff off. Although it might melt. That's the problem. Is that since it is a liquid, it will interact with the background tile. No? Yeah? No? Will it? Will it in space? Oh, it might in space. That might be a problem. Crap. Alright, I have no choice. It has to be obsidian drywall. But if it doesn't work, we're just going to deconstruct and let it just bleh. And then that's what I'm going to go with. Dupes, you managed to get yourself stuck. There you go. You're free now. I gotta get this gas pipe out of here. It just doesn't look good. So that's going to go too. Ooh, this volcano is about to run again. We're going to build up even more magma. Blah, there it is. 251 kilograms a second. Nice. Fill this room with magma. Drywall, 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 drywall. This thing's been running for a while. How hot is it? Only 800 degrees Celsius. Lame. Alright, what are the heat? 1,300 degrees Celsius. Come on, you're gonna have to go up a little bit higher than that. Yeah, there we go. Hey, Mr. Drandolph, how are we doing on steel? What do we need? You need more lime, huh? Yeah, that priority needs to be up a little bit higher. Ooh, we've got a ton of poke shell molts. Look at that, 181? Why is there two? That's always confused me. Poke shell molt to lime, poke shell molt to lime. Why is there two of those? But there we go. Now we got some more. Let's get some more steel. The reason we need more steel is because I'm going to build a little bit of a shipping rail. Now, we should take the shipping rail, and I think I'm just going to go through here just a little bit. For right now, I'm not setting up the final arrangement for the rail or anything like that, but I will try to preheat the Regolith a little bit right here. Alright, how many crispy dupes do I have now? Dr. Eskimo, Drandolph, well, I can't recover you here, but JB51, and Ren. You know, that's actually not bad, considering all we've been up to. How's this steel coming, bud? Drandolph, where you at? Dude, you have like one job. That's right, get back to work, Drandolph. Okay, so the conveyor receptacle is not what I wanted. What I wanted was a loader. That's what I wanted. I wanted a loader. Okay, by the way, dupes, you might need a small obsidian ladder here so that you don't accidentally step in some magma. That would not be good. So we'll put one of those, we'll put a couple of those in. And then you can just skip over the big void of space right there. Alright, so now I have a conveyor loader right there. Darn it, you're not plugged in. Ah! Okay, hold up. Filtration medium is going to be Regolith. Allow manual use. Oh, there goes the rocket again. I like it. Good stuff. Oh, yeah, that's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. Oh, and if this melts, come on, come on, come on. Melting point. It's almost there. Ooh, yes. Blah. Oh, look at all of that magma down there. Oh, yes. Dupes, priority level 9. Sweep. Not all. We're using the filter mod here. Filtration medium. Ooh. Regolith. Priority level 9. Let's do it. Let's make the magma waterfall work. They're going to go from down here. They're going to sweep it up into this spot. It's going to flow through these rails into here. Magmamize, or whatever we want to call that. And then drip right down there. And technically, if I put a liquid sensor in here that detects magma, I could let this actually drain through the top if I were to change that to a door. Maybe next time. Maybe next time. Right now, we're just going to... We're going to log that door. Good job, Dr. Eskimo. Yeah, we don't want that to happen. Oh, here we go. Here we go. First time. Shredder's loading it up. We can see that we're bringing in the Regolith. It's preheating a little bit. Ooh, what happens when it goes into here? Okay, not bad. It's jumping up to, cool, 567. And then it's going to find its way into here, and it's going to start to go around and around. How hot is it now? 900 degrees. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. See, now this is hot, but it isn't incredibly... We're 1,410, which is not going to be quite enough to bring this Regolith here to the point where it's going to melt. Although it might melt right here. That could be a little weird. Alright, so right now none of that is melting. So I'm going to speed it up so it runs really, really fast. We'll try to figure out when this rocket's going to come back. Another 2 cycles. Okay, it's the moment of truth. Is it going to work, or is it just not going to melt any of this stuff? The rocket is returning. Stuff down here is right around 1,400 degrees. Come on, come on, come on. Yes! Magma! And you can see that the Regolith is just flowing in, and it's melting. Yes! Now we can see that the amount down here continues to go up. We're at 270, 290, 310, 330. Oh, you can see every once in a while the magma starts to build up on the right, maybe the left. It's kind of why I had the double channel thing. You can also see that it's preheating on the way in. We're at 800 and something right there, so it's actually going to go fairly quick. Now, once this rocket refills and launches again, which should happen here pretty soon, I think I hear something moving. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Even more magma, baby. Yeah. 604. This thing needs, we need more. We need more. Dupes. We need more. Priority level 9. We've ran out of Regolith up here. Okay, so we can see that this is running, and it's running relatively, it's running pretty quickly. Okay, there we go. Now we got more. Keep melting, keep melting. Up to 800 kilograms in a single tile right there. 1,000 kilograms. Oh gosh, we're out of Dupes, we need more Regolith. Please tell me you haven't swept it all. Alright, here comes some more Regolith on the way. See, the thing is, the temperature is starting to drop down now. We're at 1,000 and... 1,000... The temperature's starting to drop down. We're now down to 1,409 degrees Celsius there, which is kind of low. This might actually solidify into a rock, which would probably not be a bad thing, so long as we can get the heat back up. The temperature gradient between here and there is really not that big. I'd say the biggest thing here is that if I could just put a sensor in here to detect that this is a liquid, I should be able to open a door there and actually let all of that flow through if I wanted to. Yeah, see, this down here turned into igneous rock. Alright, so here we go again. Let's see what happens this time. I think I ended up melting a bit of insulated tile right here, so I currently have an open spot, which is not good. It's letting steam out. I have a dupe on the way. We'll see what happens. They're probably going to get cooked along the way, but... dupes, this is like a really, really bad time to be inside of there. It took two of you to just run the obsidian. Whoosh. You got out just in time. Alright, here we go. This is going to be full of magma now. 1,600 degrees. Oh yeah. And I put some more conveyor rails over here so we can see this move a little bit faster. You can see this stuff down here, this igneous rock, that's kind of built up a little bit. There we go. But now it's flashing back. Bam! Another big blast of heat. Ugh, I think this tile being open like that just ruins everything, honestly, which is super annoying. Because you can see the temperature's up here, it's just not hot enough anymore. It's now 1,300 degrees Celsius. Dupes, I need you to build this thing. Not ignore it forever. Okay, so this here is pretty darn close. We're up to... Oh, there we go. Oh, almost. Come on, you can do it. Just a little bit more. There we go. We're now above the limit. The door is going to open. Or is it? There we go. The door's opening. And the magma's flowing through. And condensing into igneous rock the entire time. But hey, what do we have down here? A little bit of magma. Nice. That looked pretty cool. It's going to take a few times before that just continues to be magma the whole time, but I like it. That was pretty neat. Now, dupes, build this tile, please. Please, please. All right, so let's see if this can work right here. When we open this up, that was kind of a bad time, Ren. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. What I want you to do, Ren, before you cook to death here, could you please build this mechanized airlock, please? Come on, you can do it. Here, we'll delay the launch of this rocket just a little bit. There we go. We can disable it by changing that sensor up top. Come on, dupes. I know you're getting a little crispy. You'll be all right. Come on, just... Oh, jeez, I'm going to have to install that delivering mod. It's driving me nuts. Oh. Okay, there we go. If this is above 0, then it will be there. Otherwise, it won't. All right, so here's the moment. I'm going to open this up. We're going to launch this rocket out, and let's see if everything here just turns to magma. And we get ourselves another good waterfall. Yes, there's the heat. You can see that the magma is forming down here. It's kind of just reheating all of that igneous rock. Excellent. A dupe decided to run in here right while the rocket was launching. Very nice. Always good to have that happen. You can see the heat down here is up at 1,500 degrees Celsius. Nice and hot. If we speed this up just a little bit, see this regolith has kind of cooled down ever since I lost that one tile right there. One thing I'm going to have to do here is I'm going to have to probably replace these mafic rock insulation tiles with obsidian ones, because these right now are melting. Every once in a while, if the magma gets tall enough to actually touch it, which shouldn't be the case now, but well, we'll see. Alright, so today I'm not going to stick around quite long enough to run this again, so let's just go ahead and flip this sensor real quick to simulate the next waterfall. So here we go. We've flipped the automation. That should say you can't go through here, except for it's currently not plugged in. My bad. But the dupe should no longer be able to go through. The door opens up, and just in time for that to cool down enough. Alright, so the rocket is back again, last time for this video, because I'm not going to wait another 3 cycles. Hopefully it gets enough heat into all of this stuff to melt it, and we can see that this top door is going to work here. This is one of these things where when the dupes came in, you could see right off the bat that they kind of messed up the heat. So you just wanted to lock down and then seal off. You don't want to mess around with it. That's how you build up the heat. So you can see that we are up to 1,500 degrees Celsius. That's working really good. And then we can see that the magma is starting to build up here. I would have more, but I emptied it out. So yeah, there was that. Ooh, we're getting a little magma up here. Ooh, man, that's a lot. Saw a lot of regolith drop down the second that those doors opened. Alright, so while this doesn't release the magma every single time a rocket comes and goes, what I can see here is that it seems to consume right around 1.5 tons of regolith. So it does move quite a bit of regolith into here. There's just still a decent amount of volume down there that has to build up. So I could either move that sensor down to kind of make it run more often, but right now I think it's working well enough. All I got to do is leave it alone for long enough and it should continue to produce more and more magma down here. As we can see, we are building up a fair amount. So I think what I want to do from here on is start to really focus on what I'm going to use all of this thermal energy for down here. But that'll have to happen here in the next episode. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed this little episode here of Oxygen Not Included. If this looks like the channel for you, maybe consider hitting that subscribe button. Stay awesome, guys. Peace. Brothgar out.